Going live. Hello, all. Welcome to another Pop-Up Nation. I hope you guys are all doing well. It is Halloween, and we are here to celebrate the wonder and the excitement that is not handing out candy and going to parties. So without further ado, we're going to start right away because we have a fantastic guest of hosts, or group of hosts. I hear reverb. It doesn't matter. But anyway, we're going to be cutting to them in 3, 2, and we're live.
Welcome to our special Halloween show. Thank you for throwing it over to us, Sinoi. My name is Nick at Night. Today I am coming to you as Sadness, apropos for 2020. I have some amazing co-hosts with me today, and they are some fresh blood, going with a Halloween theme. They have not hosted before, so would love to get their story, who they are, what they're dressed up as, and also how did you come to meet the San Jose Pop-Up Choir? How long have you been with us? What's your intro story? So how about Indiana Brown? Introduce yourself.
Yeah, me. Hello, everybody. This is this is Keith. I had my students vote. They could choose my Halloween costume for me, and none of them wanted me to dress up as Thomas Jefferson. So I got my Raiders of the Lost Ark virtual background, which I am very good at blending into. I couldn't find my bullwhip, but thus is life. First time I came to the pop-up choir was May of 2019 at one of the first jam sessions. And Sinoi made fun of me for shaking one of the little egg shakers weirdly. It's a great introduction.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks, Keith. How about Monica with cats? Give us your story.
Hey, so my name is Monica. I am coming to you live from my apartment as the Light Fury from How to Train Your Dragon. I think I've been with the pop-up choir a year, but it's hard to tell because the pandemic has messed with my sense of time. But I learned about the pop-up choir from watching one of the Hamilton shows, and I watched it, let myself mull over, like, do I want to join and, like, do that? And eventually I was just like, yes, it'll be great. And I did, and I had a lot of fun. And that's how I joined the pop-up family, is trying out for Hamilton's. Bianca, would you like to?
Yeah, I'm Bianca, and I am dressed as awkward because I don't know what else. Anyway, I joined the pop-up choir because I found out about Hamilton's through another meetup group I'm in. It was advertised there, and I love Hamilton, and I was so excited to go. Went to the performance and loved it. Was super pumped when Sinoi invited the audience to get up and sing with everybody, and I guess you could say I caught the bug from there. And yeah, I went to the first Hamilton's audition and haven't looked back.
No Face, your turn.
Oh, yeah, No Face going to a masquerade ball here. So in 2017, I saw an episode of Glee on a flight home, and I decided to binge watch it when I got home. And a couple weeks later, when I was done, I said, I really want to have a Glee club of my own. So I went to meet up and found the pop-up choir. So it was like July 2017. And I remember the theme was a sister song, but the big thing I remember is that people did 6 Hamilton songs, and I had never heard them before. So I was like, yeah, we need to learn about this. And then the rest is history.
Awesome. So I have to ask, since it is the Halloween time, what is your favorite Halloween movie? Who wants to go first? Hop in.
All right.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Fair.
Oh man, I've got to jump on that train too. I mean, I love The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's a Halloween and Christmas movie at the same time. Can't go wrong. It's a musical, pretty much.
For me, it's a recent discovery of mine, but I just absolutely love it. The Babadook.
Oh.
Phenomenal. So good. So Australian.
I've heard good things about that. It's spookier though, right? Less like campy, more spooky.
Oh yeah, no, it's actually terrifying. I had nightmares, and I was like 23 when I watched it for the first time.
Dun dun dun. Bianca, do you have one?
Yes, it's actually Hocus Pocus. Sandersons.
Nice.
Represent, yeah.
Always a classic.
Always a
I
classic.
watched that one last night when we were carving pumpkins. It's always fun.
Yeah.
Excellent. Oh, I'm just now seeing that. That's such a good spider on that jack-o'-lantern. Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, it was last night had a tradition of pumpkin carving on Halloween. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Cool.
Anybody else like to carve pumpkins and any other fun Halloween traditions that folks have?
Yeah, we actually just carved pumpkins today. And for this year, since the shelter-in-place going on, we got our kids a piñata, and they loved it. Went crazy with it.
Awesome.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't consistently carve pumpkins, but I do often do pumpkin painting, as it's a little bit less messy, and I make large messes whenever I do any. There's still a mess. There's paint everywhere, but I like painting pumpkins. I didn't paint any pumpkins this year. I kind of forgot, but I painted some nice pumpkins last year.
Very
So.
nice. That's a good call. I feel like, yeah, yesterday I feel like an hour and a half was just taking out pumpkin guts, which is always an interesting experience. And
Oh yeah.
just very, the texture. The texture is something else.
You always forget about that sliminess until you stick your hand back into that pumpkin, and then you're like, oh yeah.
I'm like, oh, I remember why I only do this once a year.
Mhm.
See, I'm the odd one out. That's my favorite part. There was a discussion in a mom group I'm in on Facebook about like the neatest way to get it out, all the pumpkin guts out. I'm like, you're kidding me? That's the best part. Why are you being all neat about it? Get in there. Come on.
Yeah. Do you? Oh, go ahead, Keith.
Oh, I was just gonna say I have a slightly different tradition of like going back to all of the old like spooky horror video games that I have, and then playing it with some of my friends online and like watching them get spooked at things that scared me when I was a kid. It's great.
Which one did you do this year?
Kind of a recent one. We went back to, it's called Bloodborne. Came out in 2015. Lots of werewolves. It's great.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, I sometimes, some years I also do the play a spooky video game, but this year I've been more like, I want to play something that's spooky. So my plan is later tonight is to play Luigi's Mansion, and hunt some ghosts with my flashlight.
I love
And
it.
co-op. It's great. Excited.
Very
There's
spooky.
slime.
indeed.
Yes.
Very nice. No Face, do you have any fun Halloween traditions?
Usually like to watch scary movies. This year I was going to finish Sabrina, the show.
Oh,
It's really dark. I don't know if anyone has seen it. But
I actually really liked it. I was skeptical whether, because like remakes I feel like are always hit or miss, but I enjoyed it. It took a while to ramp up for me, but I thought like the later seasons got pretty good. I don't know. Did anybody else have an opinion on it?
I know I've watched the old one, but I've wanted to. I've seen it's a recent remake, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good too. I mean, it really looks dark and it's interesting.
I am so bad at keeping up with shows. I never finished it.
We'll go back to it. You know, it's 2020. We we have some time.
We have time, all the time in the world.
All the
But
time.
Speaking of time,
Yeah.
I believe it's time for us to dive into our first song, our first video for everybody. We're going to be bringing something up from our most recent performance of Hamiltunes back in February. So, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land, I hope you're satisfied by the video decision that we have coming up for you.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Everyone, give it up for the maid of honor, Angelica Schuyler.
A toast to the groom, to the groom, to the groom, to the groom, to the bride, to the bride, to the bride. From your sister, who is always by your side, to your union, to the revolution, and the hope that you provide. You provide. May you always be satisfied. Rewind, rewind, rewind. Remember that night, I just might. I remember that night, I just might. I remember that night, I remember that. I remember that night, I just might regret that night for the rest of my days. I remember those soldier boys tripping over themselves to our praise. I remember looking like candlelight, like a dream that you can't quite fade. But Alexander, I'll never forget the first time I saw your face. I had never been the same. Intelligent eyes and a hunger-pain frame. And when you said hi, I forgot my dang name. Set my heart aflame, every part aflame. This is not a game. Strike me as a woman who's never been satisfied. I'm sure I don't know what you mean. You forget yourself. You're like me. I'm never satisfied. Is that right? I will never be satisfied. My name is Angelica Schuyler. Alexander Hamilton. Where's your family from? Unimportant, there's a million things I haven't done. Just you wait, just you wait. So, this is what it feels like to match with someone at your level. What the hell is the catch? It's the feeling of freedom of seeing the light. It's been breaking with a key and a kite. You see, right? Conversation less than 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. Everything we said in total agreement. It's a dream and it's a bit of a dance, a bit of a posture, it's a bit of a stance. He's a bit of a flirt, but I'm gonna give him a chance. I asked about his family. Did you see his answer? His hands started fidgeting. He looked askance. He's penniless. He's flying by the seat of his pants. Handsome boy, does he know it? Peach fuzz, and he can't even grow it. I want to take him far away from this place, and I turn to my sister's face, and she is. And I know she is. And her eyes are just. And I realize 3 fundamental truths at the exact same time. Where are you taking me? I'm about to change your life. By all means, lead the way. Number 1. I'm a girl in a world in which my only job is to marry rich. My father has no son, so I'm the one who has the social climb for one. 'Cause I'm the oldest and the wittiest, and the gossip in New York City is insidious. And Alexander is penniless. Ha! That doesn't mean I want him any less.
Elizabeth Schuyler, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Schuyler? My sister. He's after me, 'cause I'm a Schuyler sister that elevates his status. I have to be nice to set that aside. Maybe that is why I introduced him to a lies. I know that's his pride. Nice going, Angelica, he was right. You will never be satisfied.
Thank you for all your service.
If it takes fighting a war for us to meet, it will have been worth it. I'll leave you to it. Number 3. I know my sister like I know my own mind. You will never find anyone as trusting or as kind. If I tell her that I love him, she'd be silently resigned. He'd be mine. She would say I'm fine. She'd be lying. But when I fantasize at night, it's Alexander's eyes as I romanticize what might have been if I hadn't sized him up so quickly. At least my dear Eliza is his wife. At least I keep his eyes in my life. To the groove, to the groove, to the groove, to the groove, to the bride, to the bride, to the bride, your sister, who is always by your side, to your union, to the union, to the revolution, and the hope that you provide, always be satisfied, and I know she'll be happy as his wife, and I know you'll never be satisfied. I will never be satisfied.
Donde una leyenda cuenta una leyenda que una gitana controló a la luna hasta el amanecer. Llorando pedía al llegar el día de esposar un calé. Tendrás a tu hombre, piel morena, desde el cielo habló la luna llena, pero a cambio quiero el hijo primero que le engendres a él. Que quien se enamora para no estar sola, poco le iba a querer. Luna quiere ser madre y no encuentras querer que te haga mujer. Dime, luna de plata, ¿qué pretendes hacer con un niño de piel? Hijo de la luna. De padre canela nació un niño, blanco como el lomo de un armiño, con los ojos grises, en vez de aceituna, niño albino de luna. Maldita su estampa, este hijo es un payo, y yo no me lo callo. Luna quiere ser madre y no encuentras querer que te haga mujer. Dime, luna de plata, ¿qué pretendes hacer con un niño de piel? Hijo de la luna. Gitano al creerse deshonrado, se fue su mujer, cuchillo en mano. ¿De quién es el hijo? Besa caña el fijo y de muerte la hirió. Luego se al monte con el niño en brazos y ahí la abandonó. Luna quiere ser madre y no encuentras querer que te haga mujer. Dime, luna de plata, ¿qué pretendes hacer con un niño de piel? Hijo de la luna. Y en las noches que haya luna llena, será porque el niño esté de buenas. Y si el niño llora, menguará la luna para hacer si el niño llora, menguará la luna para hacerle una cuna.
Wow, that was amazing.
All right.
That was awesome.
And that was Ako singing, I believe it's called Hijo de la Luna. Phenomenal. Such a cool aesthetic. So perfect for
Yeah,
such
I love
great timing.
I love that like lighting that did she film it in front of a fire or like and it just looks great and
Absolutely.
the crown, right? That's a crown, right?
That headdress thing, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my
That was
gosh.
cool. Very
Yeah, that
fitting.
was beautiful.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Awesome.
Akko is one of those folks that like I met kind of like later on. Like the first time I ever really had a conversation with her was like while we were in quarantine. We had gotten the chance to like be in the same music lesson together, and like she was already like doing these amazing belting, like just a really powerful voice just over the Zoom mic. And then once I actually got to hear her at one of the socially distanced karaoke things, then I was just like, yeah, I am not surprised that she's that powerful in person too. Like she's got a really, really strong singing voice, which is really awesome to hear every time she sings.
Yeah, her voice is amazing, and just her creativity too. I love all the videos that she does from home, and like this one's just another, one we can add to the list of just all the vibes that it brings, and how like it's mixed with just really in tune with the song and the emotions in the song, and the acting. It's amazing. That was really cool.
Absolutely.
Very diverse too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very unique. Very different.
Yeah.
Nice.
And before that, wow, what was that crazy song that we started out with?
Oh,
Very satisfying.
Who were those people?
Yeah.
I've never seen them in my life.
Yeah,
bunch
me
of
neither.
strange people.
Yeah, a bunch of weirdos, man. But it was nice, man. Right?
Wasn't that years ago? Last February?
It seems like it was 1,000 years ago. Yes.
Yes.
But what is the month? It's October.
I don't even.
What time is
yeah.
it?
What day is it?
Every day is Blur's day over here, okay?
We are all Rip Van Winkle.
Yeah.
So it was like 9 months ago. Is that wild that it seems like it was? It seems like it was a lot longer, yet not that long at all. You know what I mean? It's wild.
Like another world, really.
I know. So much has changed since that video.
The performance is great, but someone mentioned that Calvin's acting was really the highlight. And I remember being a little triangle over there talking like we were drinking it up.
Calvin?
Oh, I mean, I remember that. What was that one where Calvin died? Man, that one was great. Like, I think the thing was it was just so emotional, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure Calvin was trying not to laugh. Is that what I heard?
Calvin's like always trying not to laugh, which is great because he was playing like, what was it, young Philip? Yes, he was Philip.
Yeah.
He like got shot. I did exactly as you said, Pa. And I remember there was like a little kid in the front row that like someone else pointed out to me was like, that kid was crying. And I was like, Calvin made a kid cry, but like in a meaningful way. Good job.
I know. How deep is that? We're making people cry. We're making people sing. Making people laugh. Yeah. So when did we all have done Hamiltons on this call, right? So
I think so.
So Bianca, do you want to start and say like when was your first Hamiltons and what was that experience like?
So my first Hamiltons was April of last year. That seems like a million years ago. And I just intended to just go and sing with the ensemble. And when people were commenting on the meetup events, what song they're going to sing, I was just joking and I said, I'll sing Peggy, whatever. And then sure enough, we're singing the Schuyler Sisters and Sinoy points me out like, okay, you said you're going to sing Peggy, get up there. And I'm like, okay. That was like my very first foray into pop-up choir, and I was nervous as heck, but very thankful for all the support and the love. and I went to those meetups for it, the rehearsals, and just everybody was so warm. And I remember actually Nancy was one of the first people I met there, and we were singing Skylar Sisters together.
Yeah.
And I wasn't Peggy. I was not Peggy. I was not Peggy's understudy, but I really wanted to sing the song, and so I just volunteered myself. And Nancy was Eliza. And afterwards, I said, "Hey, I'm really sorry you had to hear that. You can unplug your ears now." And she said, "You were that wasn't bad. I don't ever want you to say that again, okay? Because you did really well." And for me, I really needed that. I never sang in front of an audience before, and just her saying that really just really boosted my confidence a lot. So yeah,
Awesome.
And I haven't looked back since.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Team support.
Woohoo.
I think.
Go ahead, Monica.
So my first Hamilton's was actually 9 months ago. That one. And that was when I also first joined the pop-up choir. And as
Hey.
mentioned, it was tons of fun. When I first came to the meetings, I didn't really know what to expect. But the more that I showed up, I realized you guys were just really fun to hang out with. I don't know. I loved and I can't wait to do again the karaoke nights as well. Just karaoke nights and Hamilton's practice, just the most fun. I know that that was my first show, and I think that I don't actually have a lot of theater experience, but I was really excited. I had 2 costumes, and for that show, I switched between them. I think there were 5 costume changes, because for whichever if I was doing a female or a male role, I tried to do a switch, and I don't know, I had a lot of fun with that, but it was exhausting.
Yeah,
But
you went all out.
fun, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Really quick.
I made my yeah.
Monica, we did Washington on Your Side together, and you gave me this earring.
Oh my gosh!
I still have it, and my students still think that it's an anime reference every time I wear it.
Nice.
So thank you for this earring.
No problem.
That's awesome. I remember when you did was that the one where you two were like this? And
Yep.
you did the realized it was 6 people, and that one was so fun, and you all acted it out so well, and it was just this fun comedic break in the second act that is so solemn and sad, but you all brought a little bit of joy back into it. And
Yeah.
it was so cool.
Just for
It
some
was really good,
context, yeah, there's normally just 3 people, but we're but I think Casino had the idea where it's no, we're gonna have 6 people, and it's just gonna be a gender bend, I guess, sort of, where the Madisons are the only ones who realize that there's this whole other
There's something going on
doppelgangers.
here.
But I had so much fun with that. I mean, I don't know how well I sang it, but I was certainly excited.
That's what counts.
That is what counts. Yeah. Keith, when was your first?
It was the one right before that. I think it was in September or October of last year, something like that. And I remember I was just super nervous about asking for anything, because I did theater stuff, but it had been a really long time since I had auditioned for a song for anything. And then I was Sinoy, Jeff, can I do Guns and Ships? And then they were like, yeah, sure, go for it. And then I got to show off with that, and that was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Also, so hot because it was summertime and those stage lights, and I was just a pile of sweat at the end of it.
Yeah, and in times pre-coronavirus, we could have 40 of us on stage just sardines together.
Oh my God.
Too, so
Nowhere to move.
the body heat from other people. in
Yeah, the
addition
lights,
to
the costume. Ugh.
Oh yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I remember. Oh, go ahead. Oh, okay.
Oh.
I just when you're talking about sardines, I just remember when trying to go from like stage left to stage right, or it's like I need to come in on this side, so I'm just gonna like squeeze behind everyone during the song because we just sing the songs right and one after another, and I'm just like, I don't know, I'm like Indiana Jones on a ledge, just like trying to scoot past everyone.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah. Well, Nancy and No Face and I were in the original ones. Do you have any fun memories from the very first one we did?
Mormon church gymnasium with our white shirt and black pants.
We looked like we were in a school recital. We're all like, matchy and on like a converted gymnasium into a theater.
Wow.
It was, and they also the church was super nice too, and they brought pies for intermission, and so they just gave everybody pie. It was really it was very much like a school recital. It was adorable.
A lot of space though. There's like 12 of us on this gigantic stage.
I want pie now. Jeez.
I know.
Pie is great. Isn't Pie's Day's over? Pie Day's already gone. I don't know. Is there like 2 Pie Day? What's 2 Pie Day?
I'm not a math.
We missed 2 Pie Day too.
2 Pie Day. I mean, honestly, any day is Pie Day if you want pie. It's really, especially like 'tis the season for pumpkin pie. Yes. I love pumpkin pie. It's my favorite kind of pie.
My roommate teaches calculus. Every day is Pie Day.
Every day.
Wow. Okay, bad puns. Okay.
Awesome. Great. Well, we have another acoustic cut coming up from Kathy and Dawn with the James Bond song. So let's go see how that is.
Should have known I'd leave alone. Just goes to show that the blood you bleed is just the blood you own. We were a pair, but I saw you then, too much to bear. You were my life, but life is never away from fair. Was I stupid to love you? Was I reckless to help? Was it obvious to everybody else that I've fallen for a lie? You were never on my side. Fool me once, fool me twice. Are you death or paradise? Now you never see me cry. There's just no time to die. I let it burn. You're no longer my concern. Faces from my past return. The lesson yet to learn that I've fallen for a lie. You were never on my side. Fool me once, time to die. No time to die. Fool me once, fool me twice. Are you death or paradise? Now you never see me cry. There's just no time to die.
Wow,
Wow.
that was so beautiful and amazing on so many levels.
We should tag team.
It's just so beautiful. I'm so glad to hear her singing again. In this first few months there, when we didn't get to hear her. It looks fantastic, and that's from the upcoming James Bond movie. I'm just blown away. That's incredible. So beautiful.
Yeah. I love Kathy's voice is just so ethereal. Like it's just I don't know how to say it's so beautiful, and it just reminds me of like angels and like calmness and you know what I mean? It's just like I'm like, oh, every time I listen to her I feel like I just it just relaxes me, or I feel like a sense of, I don't know, calm. And it's just so gorgeous.
So ethereal was the exact same word that I landed on when I was thinking of that when I was listening to it, especially with this specific arrangement of No Time to Die. Like, just so good. So good. Oh my gosh.
Oh God. And I love Dawn's like how they mix the acoustics with like their vocals. It's always just the arrangements they make are just beautiful and well done artistically. That video is super cool too, with the lighting and
it looked really polished. I loved how they there was like that camera zoom in, and it just it really set the mood.
The aesthetics. Absolutely.
You said something about Sean Connery though before we went to the break. How timely! I can't believe it.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
It's 2020. It's
well,
2020.
That's another great one.
Yeah. Well.
Sean. So very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, Keith, by the way, so you were describing before, but what is your background what part of the movie are you going through?
Yeah. So fun fact, actually. So my sister and I, when we were very little kids, my parents were really good buddies with this guy that ran a VHS tape rental store in Redwood City called the Movie Groove. And hold on, let's see if I can get the virtual background to trying to get my hand. Okay, never mind. It's not working with the virtual background. But so we would basically go every week, once a week, and we would go rent tapes to watch. And we rented Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark so many times that owner guy, Scott, eventually just gave us a bunch of tapes after a while once that store started closing down. And this is the intro of one of those movies that I basically just watched too much when I was a little kid. This is right at the beginning. There's Indiana Jones is sneaking up, trying to swap out the pressure plate. It's that iconic part where he's being chased by the giant boulder. My dad loves making fun of me because the first time we went to Disneyland, I was too scared to go on the Indiana Jones ride that had that part in it. It was great.
I mean, giant boulders are scary. Terrifying. Yeah. I gotta love those memories though from childhood. Does anybody have some good childhood Halloween memories that they want to talk about or bring up? Any fun costumes when you were a kid or fun trick-or-treating experiences?
Does being dice with your sister count?
Just what?
Being dice.
Being dice. Oh, that's cute.
Snake eyes. I love it.
That totally counts. That's cute. That's adorable. This will probably be a surprise to nobody, but in my high school, every year we did a a haunted house to like raise money for different organizations and clubs and stuff like that.
Nice.
And I was volunteered to either like host it, so like walk the people through the haunted house, or you could sign up to do a room, like decorate and like run a room. And so one year my friends and I signed up to decorate 2 rooms, which was way too much for us. We should have only done 1. But I ended up being Freddy Krueger in the Freddy room. And so I had, you know, I found like at a thrift shop, like the sweater, I like, you know, put a bunch of gross stuff on my face. I had the hat. But the thing is, like the people, so we were in like a closet room, essentially. We were in like a connecting room between some classrooms, and they would try to shove like 20 people in there, and I would have to pop out of like a corner and be like, here's Freddy. And they totally knew it was like a woman, because I was like, here's Freddy. You know, it was like probably more hilarious than it was scary. But there were quite a few times where I popped out and it's like pitch dark, and I like, you know, accidentally like poked people with my Freddy hands, and I was like Freddy's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, are you okay? Just like a very apologetic Freddy Krueger, like trying to not get sued.
You're adding realism.
Like Freddy Krueger.
That's awesome.
There you go.
Yeah, good times. Good times.
Believe it or not, folks, we actually have another song coming up. We have Jennifer and Armando coming together. I was lucky to be behind the scenes with the filming of this, and I think everyone is going to be really just, their socks are going to get blown off by this one. So keep your ears open, everybody.
Sing, my angel of music. Sing, my angel, sing. Sing for me. Sing, my angel of music. Sing for me.
Oh, I think we're back, right?
I
Are we
think we're
back?
back.
Okay, we're back. Oh, okay. Sorry. Man, that was really beautiful. I don't know about you guys, but I think the Phantom of the Opera, it's just as a child I watched the movie a lot, and just it's very nostalgic. And I don't know, that was really beautiful. I loved the costume, and then we got that spooky Armando, just like
That spooky
poppin'.
Armando.
Yeah, spooky Armando. It was
Yeah.
just all of a sudden, we got the Phantom. It was great.
So here's something that I thought was really awesome. So I was sitting in the parking lot with my mask on at a distance while Jennifer and Armando were recording that song. And you know how there's that one like gym right next to the pop-up choir that has like the Don't Tread on Me and the Flag of Finland and all of those like really intense like barbell stuff. Like one of the really buff dudes, like really yoked guys comes out, and like he's getting ready to leave, and then he stops and he just like turns and he watches, and like that guy, like I think Jennifer blew that dude's mind when she hit that insane high note at the end, because he was just standing there and he was like, it's amazing. Like, Jennifer, if you're out
Great.
there in the internet, you have made a bodybuilder want to listen to musicals, so props.
Yes. Awesome job, Jennifer and Armando.
Yeah, that is amazing. I remember Jennifer when she first started in the choir, and like a couple of the first showcases, and how nervous she was, and just like to see how much she's grown over
Oh, yeah.
time. Like she just killed that. That was just like so good, and it was just like flawless. It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna hit these super high notes. No big deal. No
Oh,
big
yeah.
deal. So
And she did it
cool.
twice.
Yeah.
They did 2 takes, and she
Oh wow.
and she hit that note and held it twice, which is even more insane.
Impressive. So impressive.
And also, just Armando is such like a solid performer. Like he came out, like he originally, like when he first came out, he had his surgical mask over his Phantom mask, which I just thought was hilarious. But like he was such a good supporter for Jennifer in that song, just because he's got that solid baritone voice,
Yeah, his voice is it's such a rich tone.
Oh yeah.
And they sounded so well together. Their voices just meshed so beautifully together. Yeah, totally. Oh, I love that. Speaking of musicals, does anybody have a favorite like Halloween themed musical?
Well, I don't know that it's necessarily Halloween theme. Well, actually, I mean, my favorite Halloween theme musical would probably be Repo the Genetic Rock Opera.
Yeah.
I think that's the full name, right?
Oh my god, I just saw that for the first time this year, and I was like, how had I never seen this before? It is literally amazing.
All those songs are just so I love them. And I can't, and now that you've brought that up, I need to watch this now, like ASAP again. Just it's so it's a comedy at the same time, and it's a rock opera. It's great.
It's delightful. I would be down with a watch party for sure. I would watch that again.
Yeah. The first thing that came to my mind was actually when you said Halloween-themed musical, I was thinking there's a song I had learned recently from the Mean Girls musical, which is about Halloween, because there is Halloween during that in that movie. It's about how it's set up as like a beauty pageant. Like, if you could change the world, what would you do? And Karen, I think, she's like, if I could change the world, I'd make it be Halloween every day, and also world peace, but mostly Halloween.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah,
because you get to be whatever you want to be, but hot. And it's
That's great. Bianca and Bob, we got a new person join us. Bob.
I'm having trouble staying visible.
No face has gone away. No face has gone away. And now we have Bob, who has no face. Ah!
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. Do you both have any favorite spooky musicals or?
Dr. Horrible count? I kind of like.
Yeah.
Dr. Horrible totally
Yeah,
counts.
I think it counts.
Yeah.
I don't have one actually. I don't know. I don't. But going back to Phantom, I remember, like, we're talking about how that's a classic musical, and in 7th grade, my music theory teacher had us study the play actually. So that was pretty
cool. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Did you learn any fun facts from it, or?
I don't remember. But I don't really remember. But she had us like, to make sure we were really listening and not goofing off. She had us really listen to the lyrics, and then she would stop the song and say number 7, and you would have to know like what that last line was that she said. Yeah. So so that was in my head for years.
Nice.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I finally realized that there was something really, really familiar about the Phantom main song that I'd always heard before. And when I watched it, when they had like the free streaming Broadway, when it first started with COVID, it's the Pink Floyd song. It's like exactly the same. Is it Echoes? I can't remember. Keith, you help me out here. But there's this part of it, that big part. It's actually exactly that.
I don't know. Don't call me out like that. I'm so bad with song names. Fun fact.
It was a big epiphany, so it was a very good thing.
So, fun fact, Halloween musicals. My senior year of college, I actually was in the musical version of Young Frankenstein.
Yes!
Oh, yes!
I was Inspector Kemp. I had to do it was like a steampunk Frankenstein. So like I had a bike pump on my fake arm that would like, I had to learn how to do the Charleston and a neck brace. It was great.
What? Oh my gosh, that is amazing. I was about to say Young Frankenstein the musical is one that is one of my favorites as well. It was so fun.
It is so corny. It's great because it's like, for the people that haven't seen it, Mel Brooks wrote a classic style Broadway musical, but with all of his super corny, Frankenstein movie jokes. Yeah. Oh, it was so good.
I've never seen the musical, but I love the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the soundtrack's online.
They're both so good. Ugh, they're both amazing. Yeah, I feel like I love all the horror musicals. I don't know if I could choose one of them. Like Sweeney Todd, always a classic. Love Sweeney Todd.
Try the Priest.
What one?
Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yes.
Yeah. There's just so many of them that are so good. I feel like Phantom could kind of be classified too as like a horror, right? Or it's kind of in that genre. It's like spooky. It's definitely spooky.
It's a gothic horror romance.
Yeah.
Opera, everything.
Definitely.
While I'm temporarily visible, I'm going to say that we have something silly coming up.
Thanks, Bob.
Whatever that'll be.
the best, for my talents are renowned far and wide. When it comes to surprises in the moonlit night, I excel without ever even trying. With the slightest little efforts of my ghost-like charms, I've seen grown men give out a shriek. With the wave of my hand and a well-placed moan, I have swept the very bravest off their feet. Yet year after year, it's the same routine, and I grow so weary of the sounds of screams, and I, Jack, the Pumpkin King, has grown so tired of the same old theme. Oh, somewhere deep inside of these bones, an emptiness began to grow. There's something out there far from my home, a longing that I've never known. I'm a master of fright and a demon of light, and I'll scare you right out of your pants. To a guy in Kentucky, I am Mr. Unlucky, and I'm known throughout England and France. And since I am dead, I can't take off my head to recite Shakespearean quotations. No animal nor man can scream like I can with the fury of my recitations. But who here would ever understand that the Pumpkin King, with his skeleton grin, would tire of his crown if they only understood? Give it all up if he only could. Oh, there's an empty place in my bones that calls out for something unknown. The fame and praise come year after year, does nothing for these empty
Yeah. So that was a classic Xenoi song, I feel like. Every time we have, I feel like, late night things, and busts out the Jack Skellington onesie and does Jack's Lament from A Nightmare Before Christmas. Always love his version of it. It is so much fun to watch.
That visual was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, with the onesie and everything and the spooky filters. I like all the spooky filters on all these. It was great.
Yeah, the editing for these spooky videos, these Halloween songs has been on top. Just really quick, I just want to call this out. I'm pretty sure this is Xenoi's daughter saying it in the YouTube chat, but I just think the phrase "good job, Bone Daddy" deserves a mention.
Interesting.
You know, I saw I think I saw recently like a picture of like that's actually something that like is sold, and it's like trademarked by Disney. It's like Jack Skellington, and it says Bone Daddy underneath it, and I'm like, and Disney, you can't say that.
It's like a legit thing then? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
oh,
I think it like, I don't know, maybe it's just something that slipped by, you know, but I'm pretty sure it exists. It exists somewhere.
I bet somebody slipped that in and not by. Like,
Okay. Apparently it's Jack's nickname, and we're all way behind on our Nightmare Before Christmas lore. But oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
I guess speaking of Nightmare Before Christmas too, though, it's that's a great movie and a good Halloween or Christmas movie. Which one is it in y'all's opinion?
Technically, it's a Thanksgiving movie because it's in between Halloween and Christmas.
Oh, fair. Which means I'll watch it next month as well.
experience of Christmas. I saw it in a 4D theater in LA, like a big theater where they showed the movie and then they just kind of blew water at you and turned lights on and made your
sick.
And they're like, this is 4D.
Oh, 4D, that's what they called it. So it was like experience things too. Oh.
I don't know, they skipped 1D, but yeah, it was interesting. It was fun.
You know, I think I've been to like a 4D show where it like didn't just like blow air and like it also like they had smells.
Oh yeah,
I heard about that.
Like it's not just like water spraying at you and then like the air and then the chairs move and then like sometimes there's also a smell and they can be fun. They can be a lot of fun.
I really love how some cinemas have figured out how to do the gimmick thing again. Because like I've read about it before about how some sort of like 1950s and 1940s horror cinema will like figure out ways to like extra scare people. So there was a horror movie that came out in I think 1953. I could have the year wrong, called Emergo. And like it's about a skeleton that emerges and gets you. And so when people would play it in theaters for the first time, the theater would actually dangle a skeleton from a string and float it out in front of the screen.
Oh my God.
Emerge and scare the audience.
Emerge.
Nice. You know, I heard that I didn't see it in theaters, but I heard that when Clue came out in theaters, it had multiple endings, and when they played it in theaters, they played different endings. So when people would talk about, you know how it ended and it's different, and then they couldn't. At first, you can't tell if they're lying. You're like, you trolling me? I watched the movie. I know what happened. But there's like literally different endings that they just played, and I don't think they gave any warning about it.
Yeah.
They're just like.
Yeah, I think that was real. And like nowadays, when you watch it on like a DVD or something, they'll just play all three endings, which I think is like probably a better way to go, because that's how a game of Clue actually goes, right?
True.
Actually, favorite movie though. I mean, we talked about like favorite movie, not necessarily favorite, but were you actually scared in your whole life?
I don't. I'm really easily scared to just like just any. I have a very close friend and she really likes to watch horror movies. And to be fair, I don't know if she's watching, but I've never told her. But like when we were we just met each other, and like she like I want to watch a movie together, and then it's like she just likes to watch like bad horror movies and make fun of them. But I'm legit like terrified. But I'm like, no, I'm fine, you guys, because I can't say that like it's something you like to do, and I want to hang out. You guys, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. I just sit here.
So what was the bad one? Like, what was the bad horror movie?
It doesn't matter. Like any of them, it's scary. I'm very easily scared. Like I'm pretty sure. Like I think now I'd probably be okay, but I legit think we watched like Scary Movie like 4 or whatever. Like it's literally a parody movie on like scary movies, but that scares me anyways. So like, man,
fair.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I'm the opposite, where I do love horror movies. So I'm more like your friend, where I also like to laugh at bad horror movies.
I mean, I feel like I've been desensitized. I've been trained a bit. Like now I can watch scary things, but like I have through the power of social anxiety have desensitized myself
to overcome your fear. Yeah.
To overcome my fear.
Yeah.
I think my favorite. Yeah.
I scare easily too. I do not like watching scary movies in the theater because I'm feeding off of the audience. So if somebody else gets scared, I'll get scared with them, even if the part isn't scary yet. And for me, The Sixth Sense, saw it in the theater. Not a good sign.
That's a throwback.
That was bad. Yeah.
I feel like after you've watched the movie, you can really appreciate it too. Like I think I watched Sixth Sense and it's like scary in the moment, but then like after it's like that was really nice. Yeah, that was really well done. Like that was really great plot and everything.
See, for me, a movie that's like that, Monica, for me is John Carpenter's The Thing, because that still freaks me out, even though I've seen The Thing on how they make the special effects.
Is that the one with the clown?
No, that's
no, it's not. Okay.
The Thing is the one where they're on like a research base in Antarctica, and Kurt Russell has a flamethrower and that amazing beard.
You know, I think I heard about, you know, I only recently learned about The Thing because I play Among Us, and a lot of people talk about how it's based on The Thing, pretty much.
You haven't
because
seen The Thing
there's
yet?
just
Pretty sus.
Yeah, I haven't seen this.
Always sus.
I'll have to do that again. But the one that most recently, it was actually a TV show that like was one of the best like pieces of horror, I think, that I've seen in the last like decade. The Haunting of Hill House, if anybody's seen that on Netflix.
It's on my watch list.
Like do it during the day, like, because I like horror, and I was still like, there were some nights where I was not sleeping after that. But it was like there was a part in there, like I don't like react very much, again, maybe desensitized or just because I like spooky things in general, but there was literally a time during that show where I like jumped up off my couch and was like, ah! Like, and I never do that. Like, that is like not something I've ever done in my life. But like that got me. Like, it was just so well done. And
Awesome.
And yeah, very, very spooky. So if you are into the scares, I would recommend that show. I think there's a sequel, like they're doing an anthology kind of thing, like kind of like American Horror Story, which I also really like. But I think that's a different genre in a way. It's not as scary, in my opinion, as The Haunting of Hill House. But I haven't seen The Haunting of Bly Manor, but I think it's based on A Turn of a Screw, like the famous play, if you've anybody's heard of that.
Yes.
So I'm interested to see how that one turns out. But the first one, Haunting of Hill House, was very, very well done.
Yeah.
Scary has to be supernatural. It's not just gore, like a lot of like Halloween type things. But if you ever grew up Catholic and you saw The Exorcist.
You know, I have a really funny story. It's very short. But I actually saw The Exorcist of Emily Rose for the first time in my 8th grade religious class by my 8th grade teacher who almost certainly was not religious but was teaching. I don't even know what we did, but we watched the Exorcism movie.
You didn't watch The Exorcist, though. You watched The Exorcist of Emily Rose.
That's true. Yeah. I'm not familiar. They're different?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh
yeah.
From
Very
the
different.
80s.
Yeah,
Well, I
the
don't-
original.
You should
The
definitely
original.
watch that one. That one was it's a classic.
No,
If
the
you like-
original-
Okay.
Original didn't scare me. I thought it was cheesy. I didn't get scared at all.
I think
if you watch it now, it's definitely like the special effects are very like visual. Like, you know what I mean? They're very practical effects, which is hilarious nowadays because like, yeah.
The scary part
think-
was that it was just regular life. Like she's just this daughter of someone going to get an MRI to see what's wrong with her, and the next thing she's possessed by Satan.
Yeah. I think a big part of it is that the original Exorcist came out in I think it was 1978 when it originally came out, and you know, like just in general the United States was a much more religious country in the 70s. So a lot and like the Satanic Panic was like just starting, right? The whole like where people thought that like satanic cults were actually a thing. So like it was tying into the zeitgeist in a way that like really just grabbed everyone by the heart and was like, oh no.
So it looks like we've got something coming up next. We've got some Sanderson
Nicole.
sisters. Some theatrics.
I'm excited.
Yeah, be excited. Let's go. Let's do it.
I put a spell on you, and now you're mine. You can't stop the things I do. I ain't lying.
It's been 300 years, right down to the day. Now the witch is back, and there's hell to pay.
I put a spell on you. And now you're mine!
a spell on you, and now you're gone.
Gone so long.
My whammy fell on you, and it was strong.
So strong, so strong, so strong. Your wretched little lives have all been cursed. 'Cause of all the witches working, I'm the worst.
I put a spell on you, and now you're mine.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. She's lying. If you don't believe, you'd better get superstitious. Ask my sisters.
Oh, she's vicious. I put a spell on you, a wicked spell. Sisters!
I say into pi, alpha maybe up and die.
I say enter pi, alpha maybe up and die. In comma Koriyama.
In comma Koriyama. Hey, hey, hi, hi, say bye, bye. Bye, bye.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Nice.
That was killer.
That was awesome.
Huge shout out to Amy who got us all together to do that. It was totally her idea to do the Hocus Pocus I Put a Spell on You version, and she, rounded up Monica and I and made it happen. And then huge thanks to Monica for cutting all the audio, and then Gary for the video, putting the video together.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't lie. I did go crazy. I am crazy. But I went more crazy. Just listening to the same part over and over again. I'm like, is this lined up or is it like a millisecond behind?
Oh, dude.
And like, I can't tell. I'm gonna listen to it again. Also, is it loud enough? Should I make it quiet or make it loud? I don't know. But yeah, I can't lie. I got my inspiration from Nicole. I'm like, Nicole, like, decked out with her like white wig and like, super witchy vibes. And I was like, all right, I have wigs. And it's just like, I had to compensate because I didn't really have much of like a costume, like shirt wise, to go on. So I was like, all right, got myself a hat, put on a wig. I'm like, all right, now fit right in.
Well, having the hair over one eye and the super intense eyeliner and that like death glare you had going, that was awesome.
I'm told I'm really good at crazy looks, so
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for putting the wig on too so we can match today.
Yeah, so now we can match. I don't know, a quick change.
Quick change.
Yes, this is quick change, yeah.
Quick costume change. I love how Bob is also like, we can just see your smile. Oh, there we go. There is a part time where we can just see the bottom of your smile.
So we're getting the sad ones to smile a little. That's good.
Yeah. Sadness is smiling a lot today, I guess. So, but it's being with you all, and it's Halloween. It makes me less sad.
And everyone putting 100% into this music that we get to watch and listen to and enjoy is like, it means the world right now,
It really does. It is honestly like a joy and a gift to have these. And huge shout out to Stenoy for putting it all together all the time. It takes so much work, and he's probably still editing some things in the background to start playing soon. And it just takes, it takes a long time to do the setup for the outdoor recorded stuff. And, you've seen all the amazing edits he's done after on those too.
Yeah.
And everybody who submits stuff from home, it takes a long time to put that together. So really appreciate everybody's work. And it's just honestly the things that we're able to accomplish, even though this isn't, where we thought we'd be or necessarily where we'd want to be. We'd love to be performing live, but being able to see folks do this in a different way and still express their talents and their artistic abilities is really amazing, and honestly helps get me through. I look forward to these so much every month, and
definitely
seeing everybody get to perform.
I do too. I love how we're able to keep this going. We can't be in person. Twix, always. Yeah, I don't lie. Every year when my kids bring the candy home, when they go to bed, I take all the Twix. I don't care. So that's my mama tax, parent tax.
Mama tax.
Yeah.
For me, it's nerds.
Nerds. Nice.
Nerds.
Nerds.
You are what you eat.
You are what you eat. I do like things with pieces. Those are always good. I like Reese's Pieces, M&Ms. They feel like they take longer to eat. So like, things.
I never know where I stand, but then you smile and hold my hand. Love is kind of crazy with a spooky little boy like you. Spooky. Decide someday to stop this little game that you are playing. I'm gonna tell you all the things my heart has been dying to be saying. Just like a ghost, you've been haunting my dreams, but now I know you're not what you seem. Love is kinda crazy with a spooky little boy like you. Spooky, yeah, I said spooky. Ooh, spooky. Spooky. Ah, spooky. Spooky. Ooh, spooky. Happy Halloween, everyone.
Right. So that was Laura singing Spooky, the classic, if I remember right. Originally sang by Dusty Springfield, maybe. I might be getting my music history wrong. But I really dug the vibes on that. Awesome Dia de Muertos makeup. Spooky cat eyes in the background. Very thematic.
I love those eyes. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Also, that was very cool.
Yeah.
Worth pointing out, Dia de Muertos is tomorrow, just in case folks were not aware. Kind of cool. It's a neat thing. It's definitely taking the same sorts of similar kinds of aesthetic, but in a very different direction. So have a happy Dia de Muertos as well, if that's something that you celebrate out there in the internet.
Looks like there might have been some issues with connection, so we might play it again. We'll see. Sino will get back to us. See what people say.
If Spooky cut out, please let us know in the chat so we can play it again if necessary.
Yeah. Everybody loves technical difficulties. One of us should have just been a big, like, 404 error.
The scariest Halloween costume.
Yes.
Yeah, it is the scariest Halloween costume, especially in 2020 when everything is online. It's like, you've lost internet.
Yeah.
Oh!
So one of my favorite things to do around this time of year is to go to a store in Redwood City called the House of Humor, which during the holiday season, during the Halloween season.
It's a holiday. It's a holiday.
But so during the Halloween season, they are just stocked, floor to ceiling with all of the sort of like goofy parody costumes, It used to be one of my favorite things as a little kid to go just look at the silly Halloween costumes they have. And it makes me kind of sad that we can't do that. I'm just wondering, has anyone tried to look online for goofy Halloween costumes? And have you been able to top? And what's the best bad Halloween costume that you've seen so far? Is my question.
I just saw a really good. Sorry, we're talking about bad, but I just saw a really good. What was it? Oh, a sexy Nicolas Cage, but their makeup was on point. It was like someone shared a Facebook post, so it's like a friend of a friend, and like that face was just so good. So they're just wearing like swimsuit, I think, and then like Nicolas Cage, and that makeup was just on point.
That was
I mean,
where I thought you were going with that.
I know, because it took you so long to remember. You were like, sexy, and I was like, sexy what? Sexy murder hornet? Sexy COVID bacteria? And then you said sexy Nicolas Cage, and I was just like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know what bad ones, like, it's hard, the good ones I feel like are way more memorable than the bad ones.
I mean, I've seen a lot of like, have you ever seen any like low-cost cosplay that are like, just like I think one of them I thought was, they just painted with like red paint their toe. Okay, once again, Among Us, they just painted their toe and then just brought that up to the camera, and they're like, that's like their cosplays. That's just because they're little nub guys. I'm just like, these really like as fast as possible, like.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Reminiscent of character cosplays.
So I have one quick one. One of my students, my school that I work at, did a costume contest yesterday, and the student that won best overall costume designed himself a grave plot. So like his waist was just a strip, like he had a table of astroturf, so he was rising out of the grave and playing cards with another skeleton coming out of the ground next to him, and that was his entire Halloween costume.
Nice.
Wow. That's impressive. That's really cool. I have, like, to your point about this isn't a bad one. I thought it was like super creative, but it was really low effort. So like at work we're doing like a costume contest in my department, and we have a couple of categories, and one was like the lowest effort costume. And so somebody just showed up to the call, and they just like were off camera, and they were like, I'm the Invisible Man.
Oh my God.
And I was like, that is literally so good. They just weren't there. It was like either they actually are invisible, and it was like the highest effort costume ever because somehow they figured out how to make themselves invisible, or they just like turned their camera somewhere else and said they were the invisible person.
I saw one today on my Facebook feed where somebody they did they're standing in front of a background that one side said 2019, the other side said 2020. The 2019, he's clean shaven, he has a suit on, so it's half. So he's clean shaven, suit on. He's holding a briefcase. The other side has got a beard. His hair is disheveled. He's holding on a toilet paper and hand sanitizer.
I love it.
I'm like, awesome.
Very 2020.
We have a song coming up by Indiana Brown.
I was like, what? Who? Okay.
a rainbow in the dark. Yeah. When there's lightning, you know it always brings me down. 'Cause it's free and I see that it's me who's lost and never found. Feel the magic, I feel it floating in the air. It was fear, and you'll hear it calling you, beware. Look out! There's no sign of the morning coming. There's no sight of the day. You've been left on your own, like a rainbow. Like a rainbow in the dark. Yeah, yeah. You're a rainbow in the dark. Just a rainbow in the dark. No sign of the morning. You're a rainbow in the dark. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, Indiana Brown.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Our in-house rock star.
You
You
shredded.
are the rock star of like our group. I feel like you consistently bring out the rock and roll. To all of the things.
Thank you. It's because those are the only songs that I actually know the full memory to, like the full melody.
Lack of rock prior to your arrival, so it was really nice.
Thank you.
Aww.
Dio and Black Sabbath, and you know.
I had to do a Dio song for Halloween because it's just like the 1980s is my favorite aesthetic of like silly music with like, you know, Ronnie James Dio was like 5 feet tall at his tallest and like was always wearing leather, always had spikes. He was the guy that put this into the rock and roll context. And so like, it's the vibe, y'all.
Didn't you get that from his grandmother?
Yeah. Okay. So the whole story of it, I have this memorized because I love it. Is so this. First off, if you have your thumb out, it's ASL for "I love you." But if you put your fingers in some like Italian superstitions, it's called the Maloik, the evil eye. And so Ronnie James Dio would see his grandma like wandering around, like he would do this to mime his grandma. And that would be like giving someone the evil eye. But then Ronnie James Dio got hired. First off, he was in a band called Elf and then was in a band called Rainbow in the 70s. I just love the dude's aesthetic. But he got hired to be the singer of Black Sabbath. And then he was out there and he was like, everybody, this means I love rock and roll. And then a legend was born.
Nice.
A legend was born.
He was already like 40. I probably shouldn't say born at that point.
A legend came out of his shell, out of the rainbows. I don't know.
A legend reached middle age.
See, it just shows you though, like, you know, there are really midlife crises aren't a thing. Just like you can always reinvent yourself, become a whole, you know, you're doing rainbow songs and now you're a hardcore rocker. You never know.
Exactly.
Black Sabbath got their name from there was a Black Sabbath movie and they saw it playing at a theater, and I think their name of their band was something like, you know, Blue Suede Shoes or something ridiculous, and then they're like, I think we should change it to Black Sabbath. Oh yeah, and then that sprung into being as well. So.
And now we have heavy metal.
That would have been really interesting if they would have done heavy metal with like still the name Blue Suede Shoes.
That would be pretty good.
Just like, what? These things do not fit together. Oh gosh. Why that song, Keith? Or did you just want to do one by them?
I was originally gonna do a Nightmare Before Christmas song, but Sinoi beat me to it. And I was like, all right, maybe I'll do a different musical song. And then I blanked, and then I saw that Nightmare Before Christmas and Phantom were both being taken. I was like, all right, whatever. And then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Like, I should go with a song that is like has how I'm feeling and has like Ronnie James Dio. He writes songs that are like intense and have really crazy like fantasy imagery, but are also hopeful. And that's just sort of like his vibe of like angry and hopeful sounding at the same time. And so that's what I was going for.
That's nice. I mean, I feel like, yeah, in addition to sadness, I've also been angry, yet sometimes hopeful.
The theme for the year.
Absolutely.
It's literally all the emotions this year, right?
Everything.
Yeah.
Angry
So it
yet
looks
hopeful
like-
is a good segue. I'm a good.
Yeah, so speaking of angry and hopeful,
Yes.
it's a good segue. It looks like we have 2 more songs on deck. We have Pam with Love Potion number 9 and Anjali with Witchy Woman. So
Let's do it.
I took my troubles down to Maru. You know that gypsy with the gold cap tooth. She got a pad down at 34th and Vine, telling little bottles of love potion number 9. I told her that I was a fucked man, and I'd been this way since I was 10. She looked at my palm and she made a magic sign. She said what you need is love potion number 9. She bent down and turned around and gave me a wink. I said, I'm gonna make it up right here in the sink. It smelled like turpentine, it looked like India ink. I held my breath and held my nose. Oh, I took a drink. You know what? 7 or 9. I started kissing everything inside. When I kissed the cock down 34th and Vine, it broke my little bottle of love potion number 9. I held my nose, I closed my eyes. Oh, I took a drink. I didn't know if it was day or night. I started kissing everything inside. But when I kissed the cock down 34th and Vine, it broke my little bottle of love potion number 9. Love potion number 9. Love potion number 9. Love potion number 9.
Raven hair and ruby lips, sparks fly from her fingertips. Echoed voices in the night. She's a restless spirit on an endless flight. Ooh, witchy woman, see how high she flies. She got the moon in her eye. moon's underground. She can rock you in the nighttime till your skin turns red. Ooh, witchy woman, see how high she flies. Ooh, witchy woman, she got the moon in her eye.
All right. Some spooky vibes there from Pam and Angeli. Love the
Great job.
cauldron, Pam. Awesome.
Um,
Angeli, love the hat.
oh yeah, that hat was so
Awesome hat.
good.
Yeah.
Nicole and I both at the same time were like, I like the hat. Also, I just want to call out, thank you, Sinoy, so much for your dedication. Not many people would be willing to dress up like a witch and dance around on a hill in the daylight, but you did it for Anjali's video, and that's just amazing, and thank you so much for that.
Yes. Go the extra mile. Thank you.
Dedication.
The dedication. Yeah, absolutely.
Good eye, Keith. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then Pam's before was Love Potion number 9. That's always a fun song.
Classic, yeah.
Cauldron spinning around. That was nice.
I liked Pam's hat. Also had good headgear going.
Theme of the night, different things on, different headgears. I feel like we all are wearing something on our heads, whether it be a mask or a hat or a hood.
Or a wig.
Or a wig.
Oh, that's actually just Nicole's hair now. That's not a wig.
Yeah, I just became sadness this year, so this is actually just me.
Oh no.
Oh no. I'm sad.
Sadness. Wasn't that the moral of the story anyway?
Yeah, I mean
Yes.
the moral is like it's okay to be sad. And I also like not to, go into too deep here, but it's okay to be sad right now. Like things aren't, we've been going through a lot of trauma, all of us in different ways, right? And it's hitting all of us differently, but we've all been going through a lot this year. And it's okay to be sad, right? And it's okay to ask for help too, and to reach out to people when you need to. I've done that multiple times this year, and will continue to do it because there are some days where it's just too much, and that happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. Like we're human, and this year has been really abnormal, right? So that's why sadness though, and I think in the movie, if you've seen Inside Out, which is where this character is from, sadness is necessary though in our lives too, because then those moments when we are experiencing joy, we have different opposites, right? Like we can actually understand and appreciate those moments more, and like appreciate this moment, right? We're all having fun and laughing, and I think Keith was saying during the break like his mouth hurts because he's been laughing so much.
Yes.
Like me too. Like it's just it makes all the joyous times
Sweeter.
really,
it makes them
really
sweeter.
good.
Exactly, yeah.
My mouth is really hurting. The smile just takes it out of it.
Yeah, that muscle, like you've been keeping that same expression for so long. I
That
admire.
mask makes my face hurt, Bob.
How do you do it?
It's worth it though to make sadness happy.
Oh.
Yes. Brightening my day, Bob. Just brightening my day.
Speaking of animated movies, and you brought up before tomorrow being the Day of the Dead, the Coco, that was really an awesome movie.
Oh yeah.
And
So good.
tomorrow. So yeah, I learned a lot from that.
Oh, yeah. I know we were talking about like our favorite Halloween movie, but like we didn't mention Coco, and that one's it's not Halloween, but like
It's close.
it's close.
It's good, yeah. Didn't it
great.
win like best song too or something like that at
I think so.
the Oscars that year?
I know I'm pretty sure it won something, but like I just remember going to theaters. I think I saw it twice and just crying my eyes out, and I loved it. I think it might have also had a really sweet like did it have a nice like before animation? I don't know if I did it, or was that the one that had like Frozen? Because I know it was really annoying. I gotta do my research. I don't know. Anyways, the movie was great.
So you are remembering right. I just looked it up really quickly. It won Best Animated Feature and Best Original Song for Remember Me. So you got that right. Also, I just wanted to give a quick shout out for a thing. If you have someone who is a younger reader, the fantastic kids author Matt De La Pena adapted Coco into a picture book called Miguel and the Grand Harmony. So if you have a kid that's a younger reader, it really is a lovely book with beautiful, beautiful art. Matt De La Pena is an amazing writer. So if you have a younger kid, that might be something worth looking up.
Wow. That's super cool.
Thanks for sharing. A quick, I was remembering correct. There was an animation before Coco, and it did cause an uproar, sort of, because they had a Frozen animation that a lot of people didn't like, because, you know, a lot of parents had already seen Frozen a million times and heard Let It Go a million times, and then they came, and then all of a sudden it's Olaf's Wonderful Adventure, and they're like the flashbacks. And I think it was kind of long too. I haven't seen it. I remember. So I think they might have switched it out eventually. Like so many people complained that they switched it out, but that was notable.
People will complain for everything.
Also,
yeah.
To the San Jose Short Film Festival. I don't know who watched everything there, but that was great. I watched like 5 blocks last weekend.
Yeah, so did I. Shout out to Sinoi for that amazing festival that he runs every year with his co-founder. I really liked the What block, which was just like a bunch of, it was kind of like random. A lot of them were like horror, most of them were like horror comedy, I feel like, and they're just kind of like wild. But I thought that was hilarious. Did you have a favorite one that you watched, Bob?
I liked an animated. Umbrella was really good. That was cute. And there were some good sci-fi ones. Now I can't remember the name of it. Oh, Time, The Speed of Time.
Yes, I love that one too. Oh, it was it was a very amazing short that was just super campy, and it literally did like all of the campy things from the 80s that you would think of in like a sci-fi action movie. And it was delightful. And I love the camp and like the nostalgia of the 80s. I feel like going back to spooky things like Stranger Things, you know, one of the reasons that's such a successful franchise is because of the nostalgia factor and just like bringing you back to like that era and that time.
For sure. Like Stranger Things is like one of those kind of like creations that like weaponizes that nostalgia almost, where it's just like you can't not get, like, I was born in 1991. I did not experience any of the 80s except like posthumously, and I still got the vibes, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any other good like either kids movies that are semi related to, I remember this one called Halloween Town that was on like the Disney Channel back in the day. Did anybody watch that one?
I remember that one. Yeah, I think it had like so many, I think there was at least 3 like Halloween Town, and then 2, and then 3. I think there might have even been a 4. I definitely watched them all. I'm very big on like if I've watched like one of them, I have to like go through and like finish them all, and I remember enjoying them a lot. I don't know that they were necessarily all this equally loved, but I had to watch them all for completion.
I'm surprised that there were 4. I have only seen the first one, and then
there are at least minimum 3, and you know at least minimum 3.
Speaking of,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, speaking of the 80s, I of course watched the Great Pumpkin and also the Garfield one, which actually scared me as a 6-year-old, because at first it's all, you know, fun trick-or-treating, and then they found like a house with buried treasure and there's ghosts, and I'm like, what? The little 6-year-old brain is like, oh my god, I'm scared.
Huh. I didn't know
Yeah.
there was a Garfield Halloween movie.
Yeah, Garfield.
Wow.
It hasn't been shown that much. I'm not surprised why it's a little scary. It takes a little sinister turn there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where did you watch it?
It was like I'm dating myself, but in the 80s, like there was they just had the special one Halloween night, probably like on ABC or NBC. They just had like a special, like the Garfield Halloween special, and different cartoons every week. So.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Gotta love those.
Justin doing for a trick or treat this year, where some people just lay the candy out like in bags on the curb and hope people like just take one, or you're supposed to build this tube from your house where you slide the candy down.
I've seen some of those contraptions.
Candy tube.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
No, I was pretty disappointed. I don't know. I really like handing out candy, so like. And I already know that I already don't get very many trick-or-treaters living inside a sort of enclosed apartment building. So like best I do is I deck out the front of my door, and then I write like I have signs that say trick or treat. I got a pumpkin that says trick or treat just in case, and then I put another sign that says trick or treat in case you didn't know you could trick or treat here. I think I had like one family come last year. I set out some things outside with like I put hand sanitizer and then like some treat bags. Gary said someone took a Kit Kat, so you know I can at least claim one person came to take something. 2. Gary said 2 people came. Did they just take candy?
That's twice as good as
know.
one.
Exactly.
Yeah, we had some neighbors over where I live, and they just had tables out with bags of candy for the kids just laid out there. So that was pretty neat. And I liked on next door, people were posting, you know, what their particular house that was going to do the whole social distancing. So at least you still get your candy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And last night, my son and I went to this house that was all decked out for Halloween. And I'm actually glad we went, because in years past on Halloween itself, this street is known to be the street to go to for Halloween, and you can't even get down the road. So what this guy did was he started this display on the 20th, and it's just a lot of the projections, a lot of the like animatronics. There was even a projection of like skeletons dancing on the garage door that my son loved, and he did not want to go home. And the neighbors told me that, I mean, it was awesome, but the neighbors told me that they toned it down because of COVID. It's like, you like come back next year, because like the owners of the house will actually like be dressed up and like try to scare people. So you need to come back. You think this is good, you need to come back next year. So yeah, like people are still going all out, you know, to help.
Yeah, keep the cheer alive. It's dedication.
Yeah.
A couple of my coworkers had some good ideas for like their kids, since they couldn't go trick-or-treating. They're calling it like Hallow Easter or something, where they were putting candy like in Easter eggs or in pumpkins or something, and hiding it around so the kids could do like a scavenger hunt to find the candy, instead of like, because they couldn't go out trick-or-treating. I'm like, that's cute, that's at least something. And you know, they still get the candy and the, you know, some kind of experience, and I get to explore around a little bit. So I thought that was a nice thing.
It's really neat how people have been coming up with these like ideas to like still, you know, have some fun. I feel like when I was a kid, my goal was just to like get massive amounts of candy. I didn't really want to eat it. I just wanted to like have a large bag of accumulated things. But it's neat that like people are like leaving things out in front of their house so that you can like grab them and still have fun.
Speaking of fun and candy, and going back in time in our conversation to candy skulls, I got a text message. That text message says, back to Coco. We have Hector with Recuérdame all set to play next. So let's get over.
Recuérdame, hoy me tengo
recuérdame. No llores, por favor, te llevo en mi corazón y cerca me tendrás. A solas yo te cantaré soñando en regresar. Recuérdame, aunque tenga que emigrar, recuérdame. Si mi guitarra oyes llorar, ella con su triste canto te acompañará hasta que en mis brazos estés. San Jose Pop-Up Choir, my family, my friends here in the Bay Area. Thank you so much. Happy Halloween, everybody. Feliz Día de Muertos. Recuérdame, hoy me tengo que ir, mi amor, recuérdame. No llores, por favor, te llevo en mi corazón y cerca me tendrás. A solas yo te cantaré soñando en regresar. Recuérdame, aunque tenga que emigrar, recuérdame. Si mi guitarra oyes llorar, ella con su triste canto te acompañará hasta que en mis brazos estés.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire, burning, cauldron, bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, something wicked this way comes. Iron Newton, toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blind worm sting, lizards laying down, let's wing. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire, burning, cauldron, bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, something wicked this way comes. In the cauldron boiling big, billets of a thin snake, scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, moth and gold. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire, burn and cauldron, bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire, burn and cauldron, bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire, burn and cauldron, bubble. Something wicked this way comes.
All right. Mark and Maya, you have outdone yourselves again. Oh my God. Wow. Speechless here. And Hector, beautiful with a Recuérdame from Coco, which I still refuse to see because everybody cries from it. And yeah, but beautiful job. Thank you.
Yeah, Hector, amazing work. Feliz Dia de Muertos, buddy. That was really good. Just Mark and Maya, how could you do this? Showing off so much.
I know when it came up, I was like confused. I'm like, there's so many people, and I'm like, it's Mark and Maya.
I know. I was like,
so many times.
Social distancing. Oh, okay.
Yeah, did you also feel that like, oh my gosh, no, they're too close together. There's too many of them.
For real.
I'm like, wait, there's a party going on. What the heck?
I know, and they're singing. Oh no, that's like the worst you can do. It's like that's so weird that we have the reaction now. That like, oh wait, there's so many people together. That was scary. That gave me a little heart palpitation. That's probably the scariest part of it.
Spooky in a whole nother way.
I know, very 2020 reaction. The scariest video ever.
But it was also really good.
Yeah.
Oh, it was delightful.
They're
Mark and
always
Maya.
outdoing themselves. I am looking forward to next month. No pressure.
Pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, I always feel like the people that consistently put their songs in are always really trying to one-up themselves. Like Mark and Maya are the most obvious because they have that green screen skill. I don't know if we'll be able. It's going to be hard to top Mark in a lobster suit.
Yeah.
But they're trying. They're working on it.
Yeah.
Maybe
If you
sorry.
haven't seen Kiss the Girl from the last show or 2 shows ago, you need to go find that on our YouTube. Go to our YouTube page, look through the streams, watch the reaction video too. Is hilarious as well.
The shocked look on Sally's face.
So good. It was a piece of art. It was a piece of art. But everything they put together, I feel like, is a piece of art. So that one was also delightful. The 6 people.
And they're all in different positions, and yeah, that was awesome. Amazing.
Wearing slightly different clothes.
Wait, were they even? No, that's a nice detail. I was just sort of stunned as it's like it just sounds like really good. Like everything's like all like together.
Yeah. They were wearing all black. I saw Mark had that really cool white scarf, and then all the way to the right, Maya had the witch hat, right? But I couldn't tell what the rest of the costumes were.
Yeah.
I was just super stunned. And Mark's parents made a cameo in the painting, which I did not realize, and I'll have to rewatch it.
What?
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
what?
They're just
I mean, that's just another level. Adding your family members into things, that's awesome. Editing skills on par, on point. So good. So, any other Halloween things that folks have got to do this year? Besides leaving out candy for kids and watching some great spooky movies, pumpkin carving, things we've already talked about. Anything else?
So the school that I've been working at this year has been doing weekly read alouds for our students, just as a way to sort of keep a community on Fridays. One of our drama teachers kind of inspired me to start talking about it. He did a read aloud of the classic horror short story, The Monkey's Paw. And so did a read aloud of that for our middle schoolers. And that just got me on this like trip of like, I'm an English teacher. I should talk to them about this. So I started combing through like the Project Gutenberg website, where they just have collections of a bunch of public domain books. And I started pulling out some of like the older horror stories that kids could read. Like I found them an old version of Dracula, and found them like the spookier Sherlock Holmes stories to hand out to be like, get spooky, kids.
Very cool. Do you what were those scary stories to tell in the dark? Did you I mean, those are kind of for kids, but they're also like very spooky, right?
So good.
Yeah.
God, the illustrations in them gave me nightmares as a little kid. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, they are terrifying, but amazing at the same. And they're like what, like a page and a half or whatever, but they can instill like so much fear.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I did anybody see the movie recently that they made on that?
Forgot
it
to
was
watch
like
it.
2 years ago or something. It was pretty well done, and they did a really I feel like they had a really difficult job trying to bring those illustrations to life, and they did it really well, and it was super creepy. Like it was a very creepy movie. So I would if you liked the books as a kid, I would recommend it. It was spooky, very spooky.
Called the same thing. What was it again?
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, I think, right?
I completely forgot to watch that movie when it came out, and now I feel bad, so I'm gonna go watch it as soon as I can.
Nightmare fuel right there.
Nightmare fuel. It honestly, they almost did it where it was scarier than the illustrations, which I feel like is a very hard thing to do.
Ooh.
Yeah. But it was a very good horror adaptation, I thought.
Yeah, and I just looked it up. It's scary stories to tell in the dark.
Yeah.
Gotta put it on my list.
Put it on your list.
That's the nice thing about stuff like the pop-up choir is like every now and then I will just go away, end the night leaving with like a massive list of like when we were in person, it would be just a bunch of tabs on my phone of songs that I wanted to hear again.
Yeah.
But now tonight it's like songs and movies and I've just got a collection of pop culture that I need to give a look to.
Yeah, I know. And now's the time, right? Stuck inside, might as well.
Why not?
Watch all the horror movies and content.
Well, I need to rewatch Cabin in the Woods. Anyone seen that?
Oh, I've seen that. That one's
Classic.
great. That one's great.
Yeah. Keith, have you seen it?
I love it. Oh no, I love it so much. That's what the face was. I was just like, oh yes.
Yeah.
That's the one where they
spoilers.
It starts out with them betting on how all the kids are gonna die, or I guess how they're all gonna die. They're like, all right, bets on like zombie, mermaids.
One of my friends in college called it Middle Management, the horror movie.
Middle Management, the horror movie.
It's it's almost a spoiler, but it works.
Funny.
We have a song ready, everybody. Are we ready to hop to our next song?
Yeah.
All right. Andrew, please serenade us.
Well, what have we here? Santa Claus, huh? Ooh, I'm really scared. So you're the one everybody's been talking about, ah? You're joking. I can't believe my eyes. You're joking me. You gotta be. This can't be the right guy. He's ancient, well, he's ugly. I don't know which is worse. I might just split a seam now if I don't die laughing first. Mr. Oogie Boogie says there's trouble close at hand. You better pay attention now, cause I'm the boogeyman. And if you ain't shaking, there's something very wrong, cause this may be the last time that you hear the boogie song. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm the Oogie Boogie Man. Well, if I'm feeling antsy and there's nothing much to do, well, I just might cook a special batch of snake and spider stew. And don't you know one thing that would make it work so nice? A roly-poly Santa Claus to add a little spice. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm the Oogie Boogie Man.
Release me now, or you must face the dire consequences. The children are expecting me, so please come to your senses.
You're joking. I can't believe my ears. Will someone shut this fella up? Well, I'm drowning in my tears. It's funny, I'm laughing. You really are too much. And now, with your permission, I'm gonna do my stuff.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do the best I can. Oh yeah. Whoa. The sound of rolling dice to me is music in the air. Cause I'm a gambling boogeyman, although I don't play fair. It's much more fun, I must confess, when lives are on the line. Well, not mine, of course, but yours, oh boy, now that'd be just fine.
Release me fast, or you will have to answer for this heinous act.
Oh, brother, you're something. You put me in a spin. You aren't comprehending the position that you're in. It's hopeless Christmas. You're finished. You haven't got a prayer. Cause I'm Mr. Oogie Boogie. And you ain't going nowhere.
Woo! Some
All
technical
right.
difficulties there with broken audio.
That
But
just means we'll have to talk twice as much to compensate.
nice try, Sinoy. But that was an awesome song by Andrew.
Yeah, I think he said someone said that this video was just in his phone, just
Not for
just
yeah, it just yeah, that was and then loved Hector's Santa Claus as well. Thought that was a great playing off of each other.
yeah, great performance. It was I think it just really suited Andrew's voice as well.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, it was fantastic.
Andrew's aesthetic in general is basically like, this is gonna sound mean, and I don't want it to sound mean, but Andrew's like music aesthetic is generally just very extra. So doing Oogie Boogie makes perfect sense for him. You know what I mean?
Extra in like the best way.
Yeah. What did I miss way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Very theatrical. Always, it's fun to see.
I do, yeah. I remember when he first came, I think one of his first times in the group was coming to a Hamilton audition, and it was kind of like late in the game too. But we hadn't gotten parts yet, and it was like later in auditions, and he was like, I'm gonna do The Room Where It Happened, which is like not an easy song to do.
Yeah.
And he just like came up on stage and just like nailed it.
Yeah.
We're all just like, this kid's got something.
Makes sense.
It was awesome. And then, you know, his performances ever since have been just
Yeah. And he just like hit the ground running. I mean, first meetup, didn't know any of us, and just boom, and followed up Room Where It Happened with Cabinet Battle, which is also not easy, and
Yeah.
just nailed it. Just awesome.
If I remember right, and Andrew, if you are still watching, feel free to correct me in the chat. If I remember right, Andrew did theater in college, so I think he has that background, which really helps a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
That makes sense. Yeah.
If he corrects me, I will apologize.
I mean, even if not, it's a compliment to be like, you seem like you've done theater in college. So I think that's awesome. I mean, really, just so many talented folks in this group, and just seeing how everybody's grown over time too has been such a marvel, you know. I remember Bob when we first started in doing Hamiltons. I like, you know, I remember Cita was like, you got to get louder in the mic, and now you just like command the stage, and you're like, I'm George Washington. It is so awesome, and I was so proud of you. And when we did that special thing, and we went to like Las Vegas and joined with the Hamilton's Las Vegas group, and you just killed it. It was like so cool. It was in front of like 2,000.
Like my one line.
I mean, you killed your one line, and the person before you was off, and you still killed your one line. So that was talent. Like the person before you was like late, I feel like, in their lines, but you still like nailed yours, and it was like, oh.
And there were 3,000 people, so.
I mean, it is, yeah, it's a big, you know, it's a big crowd. One line is important. Every line is important, right? Every part is important.
It is. Hamilton's changed my life pretty much, especially in singing. It's so amazing. I wanted to do it so badly that it made it happen. And our practice is the first Hamilton for 3 months or so.
It really made a big difference. So it's been fantastic.
Yeah. I feel like it is really being able to grow doing that. Like that was one of our biggest opportunities to get to perform, right? Is Hamilton's. Even though we've been doing other types of performances, but our ability to actually have a stage and like, sell tickets and have people come instead of us just flashing farmers markets and trade cards, which is also super fun and delightful. But I feel like us having that kind of stage, we just allowed us to get even more polished in our performances over time. And, also doing the showcases and all of that stuff where we're able to practice things. And everybody's grown so much as performers over the past year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I feel like, it's really been a journey for a lot of us.
Yeah. And it's those performances that really are just like, it's the smaller ones or the sillier ones sometimes that I think stick out to me more than anything. Like in my head right now, I'm thinking of last year's short film festival when we sang You Will Be Found from Dear Evan Hansen right before the musical block of shorts. Cat. Monica
has now.
Okay. Sorry, I was very distracted. This happens every time one of my students has one of their pets come on. I'm like, cat, dog, snake. It happens a lot. But like also when we were prepping for the last Hamilton and we were just in the parking lot, across the parking lot from the Whole Foods.
Oh yeah, that was fun. That was fun. I like that.
On a hot February day.
Yes. Hamilton on Hamilton.
Exactly. Ham on ham.
Ham on ham. That was my last time with a pop-up choir, like before the world shut down.
Quarantine, yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's awesome. It's just been such a pleasure to talk with you guys, to see all of these amazing videos today. And I think we have one more video to go, but we really want to thank everybody for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We couldn't do this without you and all the amazing things that you submitted. Ooh, hearts everywhere.
You're all wonderful.
You are all so wonderful. And we truly mean that. It really, this community, like for me personally, has, helped me get through this really difficult time and still feel like I can have one of my outlets, which is performing. And I feel like a lot of folks also feel that way. So keep submitting your art. It's just so inspiring to see and to watch. But anyone else have any final parting wisdom for everyone before we turn it over to the last video? And then I think Sinoi will do an outro.
We definitely can't do this without the submission. So please don't be scared to submit something. It's an awesome group. If you've never, if you're just joining us for the first time, please feel free or welcome to. This does not go on without you. And yeah, I look forward to these every month. It's been great just seeing everybody submit. So I want to thank everybody that submitted something, the editing, everything, all the production, everything that goes along with it. I want to thank everybody that's watching right now. Thanks for spending your Halloween with us as well. This is a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for watching. Thanks, Sinoi. Thanks, Nicole. It's all been great. And scary.
Good night.
All right, yeah. So we will send you off to your final video. Have a fantastic rest of your Halloween, everyone. And we will see you on the interwebs soon.
Good night.
I'll admit that in the past I've been a nasty. They weren't kidding when they called me, well, a witch. But you'll find that nowadays I've mended all my ways, repented, seen the light, and made a switch. True? Yes. And I fortunately know a little magic. It's a talent that I always have possessed. And dear lately, please don't laugh, I use it on behalf of the miserable, the lonely, and depressed, pathetic, poor, unfortunate souls in pain, in need. This one longing to be thinner, that one wants to get the girl, and do I help them? Yes, indeed. Those poor, unfortunate souls, so sad, so true. They come flocking to my cause. Someone couldn't pay the price, and I'm afraid I had to rake 'em across the coals. Yes, I've had the odd complaint, but on the whole I've been a saint to those poor unfortunate souls. So, have we got a deal? I love your looks, your pretty face. Oh, and don't underestimate the power of body language. Ha! The men up there don't like a lot of blabber. They think a girl who gossips is a bore. Yes, on land it's much preferred for ladies not to say a word. And after all, dear, what is idle prattle for? Come on! They're not all that impressed with conversation. True gentlemen avoid it when they can. Yet they dote and swoon and fawn on a lady who's withdrawn. It's she who holds her tongue who gets her man. Come on, you poor unfortunate soul. Go ahead, make a choice. I'm a very busy woman and I haven't got all day. It won't cost much, just your voice. You poor unfortunate soul. It's sad, but true. If you want to cross a bridge, my sweet, you've got to pay the toll. Take a gulp and take a breath and go ahead and sign the scroll. Flotsam, jetsam, now I got her, boys. The boss is on a roll. You poor unfortunate Happy Halloween.
In the cool of the evening when everything is getting kind of groovy, you call me up and ask me would I like to go with you and see a movie. First I say no, I've got some plans for tonight, but then I stop and say alright. Love is kinda crazy with a spooky little boy like you. You always keep me guessing, I never seem to know what you were thinking. And if a girl looks at you, it's for sure your little eye will be blinking. I get confused, I never know where I stand, but then you smile and hold my hand. Love is kinda crazy with a spooky little boy like you. Spooky. If you decide someday to stop this little game that you are playing, I'm gonna tell you all the things my heart has been dying to be saying. Just like a ghost, you've been a haunting my dreams, but now I know you're not what you seem. Love is kinda crazy with a spooky little boy like you. Spooky, yeah, I say it's spooky. Ooh, spooky. Spooky. Ah, spooky. Spooky. Ooh, spooky. Happy Halloween, everyone. Long ago, just like the hearse, you died to get in again. We are so far from you, burning on just like a match. You strike to incinerate the lives of everyone you know. And what's the worst you take from every heart you break? And like the blade you stay while I've been holding on tonight. What's the worst thing I can say? Things are better if I stay. So long and good night. So long and good night. Pay my time when every storm fall brought you to tears again. We are the very word you sold. And what's the worst you take from every heart you break? And like a flame you stay while I've been holding on tonight. What's the worst thing I could say? Things are better if I stay. So long and good night. So long and good night. And if you carry on this way, things are better if I stay. So long and good night. So long and good night. Can you hear me? Are you near me? Can we pretend to leave and then we'll meet again when both our cars collide? What's the worst thing that could say? Things are better if I stay. So long and good night. So long and good night. And if you carry on this way, things are better if I stay. So long and good night. So long and good night.
All right. You thought it was over, but it was just a trick or treat. Ah, I'm still here. Hi,
After
everybody.
party guy.
I'm the after party guy. It's my second Halloween costume. I just do this. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you a drunk Indiana Jones?
No comment.
No comment.
This is how you can tell I have no more material beyond what I've just said.
Actually, we have, I think, 3 videos. So Catherine's video was great. The underwater video.
Yeah, I loved how she was rolling her eyes during it. It was just great, like, performance and personality. Really entertaining.
Yeah, it's my favorite villain song. Awesome job.
It was a very good villain song, an awesome rendition of it too. I felt
yeah.
the feelings of the Ursula. Like, I mean, you know, she just gives people what they ask for. Everything comes with a price. Like, is that really villainous? I don't know.
I mean, it's just like life, right?
Just like life.
Just like life, choices.
And we got to see Laura doing spooky for reals this time. So
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Very groovy. Very fun.
And the cat eyes were great. But she did an awesome job. Love the face art too.
Yeah, that was great. I'm glad we got to see the full video because we had some technical difficulties before.
Mm.
And we had a Nicole revival. How nice. Not surprising that we still fit the theme.
Yeah, I know, right? You pull any of my videos and there probably is like a 1 in 2 chance it'll be like gothic in some way and fit for Halloween or even some kind of costume, right?
Oh yeah. Especially that one, because it's like, I don't know, like that moment when My Chemical Romance was on top of the world, like 2004, 5, 6, was like basically Halloween was pop culture, you know? So like it's perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I was so excited because I had tickets to see them this year, and then of course that's not happening. So hopefully I'll get to see them in 2021 or 2022 or whenever things can actually happen again. Hopefully they come back and do their tour. But I was a big emo fan. I still am. Like, who am I kidding? I still am. But
You never grow out of your emo phase. You just clip
yeah.
your bangs a little better.
Yeah. You just kind of look like an adult on the outside, but are just
Exactly.
refine your emo-ness, I feel like.
Yeah, you really are an emotion tonight.
A roller coaster of emotions. Happy, sad.
I'm in a glass case of emotions. Hopefully somebody got that reference. Bueller? No? Okay. Huh?
I don't know, I'm just saying Bueller too.
Well, now I'm just not acknowledging it because you're fishing for it. No, I'm just kidding. That was from Anchorman, right? I am
It's from
recognizing.
Anchorman, yeah.
Okay.
He's in like a phone booth and he's like, "Oh, I'm in a glass case of emotion." Yeah.
Reminded me of the goth episode of South Park. I don't know if there's any South Park fans, but yeah.
Is it recent or was it like a throwback one?
That's like from like 2003, right?
Ooh, nice.
Oh my God, South Park has been on the air
Throwback.
for so long. Jesus.
Oh my
Said
gosh.
anything.
It's been on the air for what, like 20 years or something?
Oh my God, I feel
20+.
old.
The South Park show is old enough to drink.
Is it? Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
The Simpsons, they're still on, but they have their Halloween show every year.
Yeah.
Treehouse of Horror.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Great.
Yeah, dude, The Simpsons have been on long enough. I don't know. I stopped. When did people stop watching The Simpsons?
Like long time ago. Yeah.
I never really started. Sorry.
So
Yeah, I never really started, so
this is something.
the only
that
way
I
to stop.
This is something that I learned in September. Did you know that The Simpsons rebooted its continuity to make Homer and Marge like younger?
What?
Yeah. So like in the original run of it, they were like baby boomers, right?
Right.
But so in like 2016 or 2017, they rebooted it so that they were Generation X. And so rather than, being in whatever, like Homer was in like a grunge band instead. Like they just updated it.
Wow.
And that really threw me for a loop because it was like, wow, The Simpsons has been on the air for 30 years and they just now changed the timeline. Oh.
Maggie's still a baby though, right?
Yeah.
All they did was just change the dates of birth of the characters so that the jokes were current again.
I mean, it's smart.
I feel like, they just never age though, right? Are they doing the Benjamin Button aging? They're just going backwards and becoming younger.
They're just staying still completely. Not even young, old, just saying.
Very true. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I haven't watched that show in forever.
Cool.
Maybe
All right.
something might work. We're gonna try it again.
Huge shout out to Xenoi for getting this video through its technical difficulties throughout the show. So huge shout out to him and all he's doing behind the scenes to make everything work. You got a little bonus after show with us. So hope you enjoyed it and talking about The Simpsons. and other random cartoons. But we will now send you to maybe our last video. So have a happy Halloween, everyone. Hope you enjoy. Hearts. We'll send you off now.
Night I was tossing and turning, and the nightmare I had was as bad as can be. It scared me out of my wits, a corpse falling to bits. Then I opened my eyes and that nightmare was me. I was once the most mystical man in all Russia. When the royals betrayed me, they made a mistake. My curse made each of them pay. But one little girl got away. Little Anya, beware as pigeons away. In the dark of the night, evil will find her. In the dark of the night, just before dawn. Revenge will be sweet when the curse is complete. In the dark of the night, she'll be gone. I can feel that my powers are slowly returning. Tie my sash in a dash of cologne for that smell. As the pieces fall into place, I'll see her crawl into place. Das Vidanya, Anya, your grace, farewell. In the dark of the night, terror will strike. Terror's the least I can do. In the dark of the night, evil will brew. Soon she will feel that a nightmare's are real. In the dark of the night, she'll be through. In the dark of the night, evil will find her. In the dark of the night, terror comes through. My dear, here's a sign. It's the end of the line. In the dark of the night. In the dark of the night. Come, my minions, rise for your master. Let your evil shine. Find her now, yes, fly even faster. In the dark of the night, in the dark of the night, in the dark of the night, she'll be mine. It's for your master, minion.
All right. There's a 50-50 shot that you can hear me. I'm taking these off. Okay. First off, I want to thank everybody for taking the time to be part of this, be part of Pop-Up Nation and what we do. Of course, we couldn't leave you without showing you the latest short film by Nick at Night, which is always a treat and a fun thing to do. So a little bit of some goodness from the original Anastasia. But I also wanted to take a moment. I am so impressed with everybody. If you send something in, we try to put it up. But as always, there are other issues that stop us from putting everything up. So we put everything we could. I don't think we missed any of the Halloween stuff, but we still have other things that we'll be putting up from before. I honestly just came off of a full 2 weeks of working on the festival, so it was almost impossible to put any extra time into other things this week. So, but I'm starting back again, and we'll be 100% San Jose Pop-Up Choir and Harmony Works starting next week with everything that we'll be doing. So we're not going to be having an after party necessarily tonight on Zoom like we normally do. Partly because we are already scheduled for those of you in the San Jose Pop-Up Choir to have a little Sunday coffee session tomorrow morning at 10:30. So hopefully we'll see you there. We can talk about the things that you saw and hopefully we could chat then. But one other thing I wanted to bring up, well, actually two other things I want to bring up. Next week we'll be making some announcements, which will include what we're going to be doing for the holidays. So stand by and we get ready for some exciting things. We're trying to put all the plans together, but we'll be able to announce something hopefully before the end of the week. In addition to that, I want to let everybody know, because I've tried not to talk about it that much, but there is some stuff politically that is going on, and I do want to tell you that I am like all of you. I am anxious, and I don't know what's going to happen. So starting at 6:30 on Tuesday, I will be hosting a massive Zoom call with anybody that wants to jump in. Only thing I ask is that you put your real name instead of a fake name, and what we want to do is we just want to be able to. I'll bring in the returns off of some of the different cable news, and we'll see things as they go. Quite frankly, I think it's more important for people to stay together than to stay apart. And for something like that, I think it's an opportunity where it might reduce a little bit of our anxiety. And if things go in a weird way, then, it's an opportunity for us to prepare and start. We can go to the pitchfork store together. No, I'm just kidding. No pitchforks. But we will be making signs. Anyway, that said, I will be posting up the information through the Pop-Up Choir. If you're not part of the Pop-Up Choir, please find us on Meetup under the Harmony Works Presents the San Jose Pop-Up Choir on Meetup. Beyond that, you can also find us on Facebook, and we try to put our links there as well. And if you are new to this, please join the Pop-Up Choir and be part of this, and hopefully we can get to hear your voice, because it's just as important to be able to bring in new people and make sure that this works for a little bit for everybody, quite frankly. So I want to thank everybody, especially our host tonight, Nicole, Bianca, No Face, Keith, and of course Monica. You guys all did just a terrific job. Next month we'll have other new people coming on board when we do this, and we'll be announcing that information as well. So anyway, I want to thank you all for being part of it, and I want to thank you all for being here tonight. I hope you guys had a good time, and until next time, that was Pop-Up Nation, the Halloween edition.